Good morning, friends. Welcome back. Today is Wednesday and we've got some stuff going on today. So I did not sleep the best last night. I slept okay. I was just a little restless at some point during the night. When Will was getting up for work and getting ready, I was kind of tossing and turning quite a bit. So I slept in a little bit later than I normally do this morning. I'm about to get started with school with the kids, get started on school with the kids, but I was just getting up doing my morning routine. I get up and take my meds and open the curtains and the blinds and kind of just sit in the quiet of the house for 10-15 minutes before getting them moving and calling them out for school. We are going to volunteer this afternoon at the rescue mission here in town, sorting donations at the mission. So the kids will get some service hours for American Heritage Girls and Trail Life, which is part of their program, but it's also just good to get them into the community and helping at places like that, I think. So I'm really looking forward to that this afternoon. I was supposed to have a garden planting party this evening at my friend Kaylin's, but she did have to reschedule. She's just got a lot going on right now. She's a realtor and she's in the middle of selling a friend's house and helping them buy a new house, and some stuff went down. So they're just, she needs the evening to herself, which is fine. It's not like I had big garden plans anyway. On my Facebook memories, it popped up from last year yesterday that I had already started planting some of like lettuce and radishes and stuff like that, which none of those grew. They sprouted. I planted from seed and they did sprout, but nothing took hold really. So I'm just kind of laughing at myself because my gardening, my foray into gardening has not been the most productive. I think we garnered like maybe 10 tomatoes off of our 8 tomato plants last year. Bugs and pests and squirrels got to some of them, and then they just did not fruit very well. What else? I need to get the crock pot going for dinner. We're doing meatballs in the crock pot tonight with just a side of corn and I think mac and cheese probably. Just something quick and easy. And then I think that's all that's on the agenda for today. Who knows what else? Since we're gonna be out of the house, we may do like go somewhere, stop at a store, do something, run some errands, I'm not sure. I do have a load of clothes to take to Goodwill or donations from when I cleaned Jackson's closet yesterday. So I do need to get those out of the back of my van, so we might stop. I don't know, we'll see where the day takes us. Currently listening to Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. It is about a London socialite and the boy that she's in love with and their somewhat toxic relationship. They just keep coming back to one another even though they're not great for one another. 19% in, pretty long book, about 13 hours, 14 hours long. But I've heard mixed reviews on it, so I figured I would give it a chance for myself. School is all but done. Jackson's finishing his math lesson right now, and then we are leaving the house here in about 20 minutes, 15-20 minutes to go to the rescue mission. So Alice is currently getting dressed and ready to go. Like I said, Jack's finishing his math and he needs to get ready. He might not even finish his math before we leave. He might have to finish it when we get home, or you can bring it with us. The kids had smoothies for breakfast. I did mixed frozen fruit. They had pineapple, peaches, strawberries, and then a container of coconut water and yogurt and a little bit of honey for sweetener. And that was their breakfast this morning. I have not eaten yet. I need to grab something before we leave because I'm feeling a little bit peckish and I don't want to be like starving by the time we're done at the rescue mission. So that's kind of where we're at in our day so far. I need to check the freezer before I leave. Will said when he left for work this morning he checked it and he had put a bottle of water in there and it was completely frozen solid, so it appears to be working, but he just wants to make sure that that it wasn't a fluke. So we wanted to let it go for 24 hours before we put food back in it because it would suck for it to go back out randomly with food in it. So I think we will probably be putting food back in it this evening though, so yay for that. So I've got the crock pot going, frozen meatballs, some grape jelly, and barbecue sauce. So that, ooh, that smelled really good. So that'll cook while we're gone and that'll be dinner for tonight along with canned corn, and I've got 2 boxes of this Mario Brothers mac and cheese. So I'm gonna make both of those up just to get them out of the pantry. I am going to have this hot buffalo tuna and probably a few crackers not super low carb, but I'm not going to eat a ton of crackers because this is only a small pouch, but just a few crackers to go along with it. And that'll be my lunch, 15 grams of protein to kind of hold me over until we get home. So the kids and I are home from volunteering. We've got some mac and cheese going on here, some corn, which has already been dug into, and they've already dug into the meatballs as well. But dinner is done. Hey friends. Apparently I had a frog in my throat. Will and Jackson are going out to the garage right now to put it all back together because he had put the new part in but still had like the faceplate off and some other things off. So they need to put all that back together and push it back up against the wall, and then we can remove, what is this hair doing? Some of the food from our upstairs freezer in the kitchen and put it in the garage because I do have a grocery order coming tomorrow. Although I didn't order much in the way of frozen food because I wasn't sure if the freezer would be workable by now, but it is.
Ooh, which means I can probably I can grab some ranch pizzas tomorrow.
If they're still there.
They're there.
No one wants them.
Apparently they had quite a bit of those.
There was I think it's DiGiorno.
Yeah. Green Valley Ranch.
Rancherito or Rancheroni. A Rancheroni pizza. Goodness.
Which our Kroger, at this point you guys are aware, likes to mark stuff down.
Yeah, so I need to go to Kroger.
A bunch of those were $2.25.
Freshittas are on sale this week.
Yes.
Not Red Barons though. Freshittas are always $1 more. Anyway, I had wanted to touch base with you again about what we did today at the rescue mission. So we were there for 2 hours. When we first got there, they had... I cannot get this frog out of my throat. They had a pallet of round tables in the back of a truck that needed depalletized and brought into the building downstairs into their dining hall because they're in a new building now and they got all new equipment and stuff. So we took turns in pairs taking all the tables down. There was probably 12 to 15 tables. So we got that taken care of. That took about a half hour. And then we spent the last hour and a half in their sorting room going through clothing and sorting it by whether or not it was like salvageable. So like if it had holes or stains, we would toss it. But if it was still in good condition, we would sort it by size and then by short sleeve, long sleeve, hoodies, or sweatshirts. Because it was mostly tops. There were some bottoms too, but we did mostly shirts. So there was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 kids and 3 adults there. And we did that for the rest of our time mostly. And then once we got stuff sorted through and sorted by size, then we put things on hangers. So we started with the men's small shirts and we put those on hangers on one side of a clothing rack. And then we started hanging the medium stuff and then it was time to go. So that's basically all we did. When we first got there, I forgot, they did have some of the kids sorting toiletries. So like when they get donations of like toothpaste and mouthwash and toothbrushes, they have bins that all that gets sorted into so that it's easy to find. And then Jackson and a few of the other kids were doing shoes, and they were just matching shoes and tying the laces together so that they were in a match. So it was very helpful to them, I think. They seemed pretty appreciative to have all of the extra hands on deck. They are moving, so the building that they're in, they're doing construction on like the 4th floor, which is where all of their donations are usually housed. So they had recently had to bring everything down to the 1st floor. And then that's where the sorting stuff was today. And then next week, everything moves back up to the 4th floor. So they've been moving a lot of stuff around at the new rescue mission. But it was a good time, and the kids got service hours for American Heritage Girls and Trail Life, like I mentioned. Each year, their goal is to do, so for Alice, she is currently what's called an Explorer, and she earns, for every 10 hours of service that she does, she earns what's called a service star, which is just a little tiny fabric star that goes on her vest. And then Jackson is what is called a navigator for Trail Life, and he earns a silver star for every 15 hours of service that he does each year. So that was helpful for both the rescue mission and for the kids because we're coming up on the end of the program year for Trail Life and AHG. So getting those last service hours in to earn their last stars, because Alice will be moving up to a new level next year, so this is the last year she can earn stars, or the last month and a half that she can earn stars as an explorer. And Jackson still has 1 more year as a navigator, so he's not moving up yet. He moves up once he hits high school. But anyway, all that to say, that's what we did at the rescue mission, and that's how the service volunteer hours work for our troops and all of that. All right, it's a nighttime fill up, y'all. Fill your water. We haven't done this in a while. You haven't been in my freezer with me. First, some ice. And then some water. I have been super thirsty today. Got home from volunteering and chugged a Pepsi Cherry Cream Zero, and then right after that I chugged a bubbly. I was so thirsty. So this is my second water fill up of the day as well. I've been drinking a lot today. Alright friends, we're going to close this out for the night. We just spent the last 2 hours, all 4 of us. Will, Jack, Alice, and I just sat in the... I can't talk. I can't talk. Just sat in the living room for the past like 2 hours talking about homeschool for the most part. And job opportunities and what?
I was just going to say the first part of it was talking about
job opportunities.
Yeah.
About what they want to do when they grow up and stuff like that. But Alice, will you quit? Go get a snack. It's bedtime. So we're going to close this out. Thanks for coming on another day in our life. Drop a comment, share some love, and as always, we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.